fishing for garfish and mullet. Hi, my name's Roger Osborne and I'm with my good buddy Loza.
Hi there.
And we're actually going to go fishing tonight off the beach, but we want some beautiful fresh garfish. But garfish are amazing to eat as well. So in this video, we're going to specifically go for garfish, and we'll be teaching you exactly what we're doing, explaining everything so that you can learn as well. Stick around to the end for a free PDF download, which will outline some vital keys from today's session. If you're enjoying these videos as much as we like making them, please make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let's get fishing. Now, before I explain where you can find garfish and mullet, in this video we are fishing in the middle of the day. Due to the lack of shade when fishing in general, you will burn to an absolute crisp very quickly if you don't spend a few minutes to wear the right gear. Protecting your skin from the sun is really easy to do. When I'm out in the full sun, I whack some sunscreen on, I have this wide-brimmed hat, I wear a UV protective shirt and polarised sunglasses. In Australia, twice as many men die from skin cancer than women. And I've had a couple of skin cancers cut out of myself recently. So guys, we really need to do better at this. Here I have some SPF 50 sunscreen, and I'm going to show you guys how I put it on so that it doesn't actually impact my fishing, because as you know, fish have an amazing sense of smell, even better than dogs. So guys, I've got some sunscreen on my fingers. I'm going to show you how I put it on. I actually use those three fingers because I want to leave these, my thumb and my pointer finger, for putting my bait on. So I will use three fingers like that to really carefully apply the sunscreen on my lips, all around my moustache, over my nose. You can do it really effectively using three fingers and keeping these ones for putting bait on your hook. Make sure you rub it in really well. Get it on your ears, down your neck, cover everything. It really only takes a minute. I think most of us are in the habit of wearing polarised sunnies, and wearing sunscreen is one of the best ways to protect yourself. But for extra protection, if you need another layer, these are fantastic. This is a sun safety face mask. It goes over your face and has breathing holes so it doesn't get claustrophobic. My camera lady uses one of these for a skin condition, and it works great for her as an added layer of protection. And remember, to stay protected, you'll need to apply and reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. It's so easy to do, so let's make sure that we look after ourselves out here. Now, let's get into the fishing. So, where do you find garfish? So, you know, you can find garfish pretty much right across a whole estuary system, a lake or a river. And it's not necessarily a specific spot, but it's more about burleying for the garfish. So we've been influenced today by the wind because it's blowing quite a strong southerly. So we've purely come to a place where we can get out of the wind. Yeah. And then we're going to use some bread, and we're going to mush it up fine like porridge, toss it out in the water with the purpose of burleying the garfish and the mullet. And then we're going to fish with some really small light floats right on the surface. But we'll explain that in a minute. But I think it's time to start burling now, Loz.
Let's see what we can find.
We're going to...
In fact, I think I can see them already.
Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. Loza and I are just like big kids, aren't we, Loz?
Don't tell them.
We just have a great time.
Absolutely.
Just out in beautiful, beautiful places. We never lose that enthusiasm for fishing. So Loz, I like to kind of break it up a little bit. Yep. Just wet the bread first, mush it up a bit like porridge, flick a little bit out. And this is how you burley for mullet and garfish. You want it to set to a little bit to float. I'm going to toss some out there. See, those bits can float, Laurie. Some of the other bits I just mushed up were sinking.
Yeah, they are.
I'll toss a couple of bits out there.
You need the visual on the top.
I usually find that garfish tend to come around quicker than mullet. I was fishing the other day and I caught some mullet and garfish. Okay. The mullet big mullet took about 20 minutes to burley up, but the garfish were there pretty quickly. So we're just going to whack a little bit of food out there, and then we're going to get our floats out in amongst it. But it's really important with garfish they've got quite a small mouth, so you need really small hooks when you're fishing for them.
Almost like a trout hook, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, exactly like a size number 12, same sort of hook you use for trout, but just a really small hook. Okie doke.
It's a mini marlin
Oh,
over there.
look at those
that,
ones,
look at
Loz.
that. Yeah. They're coming
Ooh, I can see some 12-inch, 25 centimetre, 30 centimetre garfish starting to move in. So, Loz, we need to get our rods, mate.
in. Okay. They almost look like tuna the way they come up on the bait and just hang there for a second and then swallow.
All we're using is bread straight out of a packet. In fact, I've had this bread here in my freezer for a couple of weeks, but it's still nice and soft. Now, Loz, you want to take a piece and stick it in your pocket or somewhere in your pocket where you can access it
easily.
I've found that when you're fishing for garfish, you really only need to use a tiny little piece of bait, like what I've got on my finger. So all I do is you just put the barb of the hook into the middle. It's a tiny little hook. Just sort of press it in there like that. It's just a little fluffy piece of bread on the end of the hook. Now I'm actually using a quill float today, but I've got no sinker, nothing. All I've got is about 30 centimetres of line beneath the quill float. So my bait's going to pretty much float on the surface or just dip below the surface. Laurie's got a different float. The float that he's using, I used the other day to catch some garfish. He's got a little bobby cork, but essentially we're doing the same thing. We've got our bait about the same distance underneath the float. Now you want to keep your bread nice and soft and not let it dry out in the sun, because when the bread dries out, it becomes crusty and it just crumbles off your hook. You need it to be soft and pliable. That's why I've got a slice of bread in my pocket, and I just take a little bit out at a time as I need it, and the rest of the bread I keep in the packet where it's out of the air and keeping moist. So now I'm going to, I have been burleying. I'm going to flick out in amongst where the burley was. I may need to burley again. Oops. Something had to go at my little bit of bread. Didn't last very long. And when I struck the float, I have to push my float back up again. I think I might have to do that double. When the garfish take it, they tend to pull the float along the surface because they're swimming on the surface. So as soon as you see your float start to move along the surface, you need to give it a little strike to set the hook. Oh, see, my float started going sideways then.
All right, I can see them there. There's dozens of them. All right, got him. Hey, jumping marlin. Oh, look at that, look at that. One garfish, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're catching.
Oh, hey, Roger. I got one too, buddy. Double whammy.
Pigeon pair.
Look at that, two different floats,
They're called garfish.
but we both caught a garfish. We've only really been fishing for about 3 or 4 minutes. Let's whack them in the bucket, Loz.
The keeper bag.
Now these ones are not huge, so they're probably not a good eating size, but they're really good for bait. And I think off the beach tonight they could be pretty amazing. Mine swallowed the hook, Laurie. That tiny little hook, he swallowed it. How good's that? Double whammy. So those ones are relatively small, Laurie, but the bigger ones might come in.
Oi, hello, I'm tangled. They're all over the float. Oh, mullet came through.
Oh, I got him. Whoop. Yep, another garfish. Beautiful. This one's fractionally bigger than the last one. You can see they've kind of vary in size a little bit. They're quite a beautiful fish. I'll just grab him and hold him. They've got this red bit on the end of their beak. Oh, you got another one too, Laurie?
Here's a little one.
Oh, look at that one. He's a peewee.
Oops. He's a little fella.
He's a little peewee, that guy.
Good bait. Oh, he swallowed the hook right down.
Mate, we can put them on our ganged hooks tonight. That'll be awesome. Okay, Laurie, we'll do a tally in a minute, but it's 2 each at the moment.
Are you counting? Competitive Roger.
You were the first cab off the rank, though.
I imagine when you know what you're doing this, one slice of bread will get you 10 or 15 garfish.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Got him. Ho, 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 ho. We had a double hook up then, but Loz's fell off. See, I got no sinker at all. I'm just using this flat float. Laurie's got the little bobby cork, but they're both working just as well. And it's a lot of fun, actually. And how awesome when you can catch such quality bait yourself. And a lot of people love eating garfish. So hopefully some of the bigger ones, we can actually convert them into some food and cook them later, which would be good. I'm just going to put this guy in the bucket. They're trying to eat your float, Laurie.
Yeah, they are. They're taking. He's grabbing the little white stopper in front of it because it looks like a bit of bread. He's grabbing that and pulling the float along, and I'm thinking it's a striker, but he's grabbing the wrong end. Maybe we need a black stopper up here.
Oh, I'm on again. They're coming thick and fast now. This guy's a little bigger.
They're getting comfortable.
These little hooks are good. They're just the right size. They're swallowing them right into their mouth. It's great. Gotcha. No, this is like taking candy from a baby. Not that I want to do that. This is a tiny one, this one.
Okay. No mistake this time. There's one. Oh, now I've got it hooked around my button on my shirt. That's clever. I'm on.
All right, time to re-rig.
I'll catch up while he's re-rigging.
Oh, you got him? Woo! He's a bit bigger. Shh.
That's enough out of you.
These are the hooks that we're using. They're actually a size 10. So you could even go smaller, but we're having no problems hooking the garfish on these size 10 hooks. In fact, a couple of the garfish have swallowed the hooks. This is actually out of my trout box, but I find that they work really well for the garfish. Oh, he's on again.
Roger, I think you're about 3 behind now.
Am I?
I think so.
Oh, he's a bit bigger. I need to catch up. Oh, I'm back in action, Loza. So I think I'll have to catch up now.
Give it your best shot, buddy.
I'm going to chuck a little bit more burley in the water. It's best when you're burling for garfish to mush it up really fine. A lot of guys like to use breadcrumbs and create a really fine burley mix with tiny pieces. So all I'm doing is just mushing up this bread. I mean, I've got a bit of the crust here. Laurie's got another one.
4 behind. There we go. Trying to get the hook out of him without killing him. Yeah, down like that and then push him off. There we go.
So really I'm pulverising this bit of bread, making it as fine as I can. Just going to flick it out in the general area. We're not casting our lines out very far from shore. And all those little bits will waft around there. And the garfish love that. But as I was saying, yes mate?
What do you call this thing?
I don't know, Laurie. I've seen them before. It's Some sort of slug.
Some sort of slug, Spanish dancing thing.
A Spanish dancing sea slug.
There he goes.
He's moving. He's actually moving along.
It's on the move. Anyway.
He must like you, Laurie. You notice, Laurie, we're not really catching any mullet.
Not yet.
It's because we're fishing so far close to the surface. If I burleyed a bit more heavily and we put our baits just a little bit deeper under the float,
Yeah.
we'd catch some big mullet. But our main target is the garfish, so that's what we're doing, is we're mainly focusing on that. Oh, he got off. He felt bigger, that one. We could at some point, when we think we've got enough garfish, we could switch our focus to mullet. I find it's good when you pull the float a little bit like that. They follow the bread.
They do. That's what's happened this time around.
Gotcha. We got him. Got him. He's a small to medium size one. Yeah, it's one more. I've caught up on you, Laurie.
You still what, 6 behind?
I don't know. Got him?
Yeah. Oh, he's a nice one too. Look at that.
He's a good one?
Oh, he's a
Oh,
fatty.
he's a ripper. That's the biggest so far. Now that is a solid one.
That is worth.
That's an eating one.
Yeah, he's an easy one. For sure. He's a cracker. Look at him. Like a sausage. Now look at that. Look at that. That's quite fat.
And you got big hands, Laurie.
I'll crumb him right here, eh? We'll just crumb him.
What is this, slapstick, is it?
There we go. Look at the colours on him. In the bucket. You go in there, fella. He's a good one. Half a dozen of those, we'd have a meal.
Oh, he is a good one, Laurie, yeah. If we get a few of them, we can have a meal.
Hey, Rod. Mine's bigger than yours.
Oh, well. I'm happy for you, Loz.
Oh, dear.
Gotcha.
Yeehaw.
Oh! It's like trolling.
Yeah, exactly. He had it in his mouth.
Yeah, it's almost like trolling. You just pull it along and they...
I was actually dragging him along and he didn't resist until I jabbed him. We'll try that again. Drag it back towards you. Stay there.
Oh, they're coming after it, Laurie. Look at them. They're chasing it.
Look at that.
Oh.
I got him.
Oh, you got him.
I got him.
Oh, unbelievable. You still got him? You had him.
He got off.
Just gently.
Make him follow it.
And then let them take it.
Yep. Move it a bit more. Let him go. Bang. There.
Whoa, Laurie, he's a good one too.
Getting away.
That's great. That's it does look really good. It's amazing how they follow it in like that.
Yeah. Well, they chase it.
Yeah.
Up on top. Let them chase it. It's on top. You can see it.
Oh, here they come, like a herd.
Let it go. Someone's got it. Bang.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
There you go.
How's that? That's, yep, got him. Oh, he got off. I think it's the length of time you let them take it, Laurie. If you just wait just a little bit longer, they tend to take it a bit better. Oh, look at that stingray.
Oh, look at that. Stingray.
He's fluttering past.
Raimondo.
Raymondo.
Raimondo.
This is the garfish capital, man.
It sure is. All right.
I'm going to put a bit more burley out there and get them even more excited.
Drag it back, make them follow.
Oh, classic. They come right near the shore, don't they, Laurie? You nearly ripped his nose off. Gotcha. Woo! I put a slightly bigger bait on. He's fractionally bigger, Laurie. Still not the biggest, but
That's what we want.
we're going to convert these into some, we're going to eat some, but we're also going to convert some into some bigger fish later on. I'm not going to bother focusing on filleting and cooking, but my good buddy Starlos done an amazing video where he fillets garfish several different ways and cooks them, and it's fantastic. So I recommend check that out.
Maybe a little more burley, Rog. They're going to sleep on us.
Yeah, okay. It's important while you're fishing to just put a little bit of burley out every so often. It really does excite the fish, and they definitely bite better when you put a little bit of burley in there just every now and then. You don't want to overfeed them, but see, look at that, they're bubbling over that, Laurie.
Yeah, that's good.
That bit of burley that went out. Well, I could see three or four following then.
You only need one to take it, that's the thing.
Got him. Oops, okay. Now, from what I can see in New South Wales, the bag limit for garfish is 20. Can't actually find them on the table of fish, but it does say anything that's not listed on that table is a bag limit of 20 per person. So you might want to check, if you live in a different state, what your state rules are. Oops.
Hey, Rog.
Yep.
Would you like me to catch your 20?
I got one. I tell you what though, it's been a lot of fun. How good is that? They're beautiful little fish, the garfish. I can highly recommend it. Just great whether you're an adult or a kid. Really enjoyable form of fishing. Oh, got you. Oh!
There's so many there. Your water boils when they land, when you land the quill.
A couple more minutes and we're going to change over and start fishing for mullet. We'll make a few adjustments to our rigs.
Burley up a bit more.
Yeah, and because at the moment we're catching garfish hand over fist, but I would like to get some nice big mullet as well, so we'll make some adjustments to our rigs. We'll burley a little bit more. We should start catching mullet. Gotcha.
Yeehaw!
Okay, I think I might set up for mullet, Laurie.
Yeah.
How about you keep going with the garfish?
All right, if you like.
And I'll see if I can change over to fish for mullet.
Okay. And if that becomes more exciting, I'll follow you.
All right. So I'm just going to have a play and rig up, and I'll show you guys my rig once I'm done.
I saw you swallow that, and I waited until I couldn't see the whites of your eyes anymore. Every time a treat. Look. Hey, you got me. I'll have to catch him twice. I caught him and he won his freedom by wriggling back into the water. Oh, he's got some power. A little cigar. Oh, there's another nice one, a fatty. Well hooked, look at that, right through the side of the jaw. Nah, when it's sinking, they don't want to know.
It's a big one.
Beauty.
I changed my rig over to fish for mullet, and I'm fishing a fair bit deeper, but I've caught a bigger garfish. So there's obviously plenty of garfish out there. Ooh, he's lively. So he's just a bit bigger.
We need to get a dozen of those guys.
Yeah, they're the size that you can eat, these ones. Gosh, he swallowed it right down.
That's okay. He wasn't getting it off.
I'm trying to attract the mullet.
Yeah.
But they're all garfish doing that right now.
Your mullet are over in the shallows and the sand flats.
So, no, it's a good spot for getting mullet. I just got to burley them up and fish a bit deeper.
Oh, he was already on there. He was being dormant. Oh, another one. That happened twice. He swam away twice. He wriggled back in.
Another garfish fishing deep. Doesn't matter whether I fish shallow or I fish deep, I just keep catching garfish. Hoping to get a mullet shortly. Maybe the bigger ones are further out and down deeper. The garfish are like really super abundant today. They seem to have taken over the mullet. This is kind of a garfish and mullet video, but it's turned out to be total garfish heaven. I'm going to have a go and see if I can get some mullet still, but we're very happy with the result with the garfish. I've had to improvise a bit with my float because my rubber stopper broke. So I've put a little bead on my line as a stopper. I'm going to just give that a go.
I'll probably attack the bead. I think it's bait. See how it goes, Rod. Okay.
It should still work fine.
Oh yeah.
Got one. In fact, this is not a garfish.
Whoa, look at it go.
This will be a mullet. Oh no, what is it? Yeah, it's a mullet. The mullet have finally turned up. There you go. He's a good size. Oh, garfish and mullet.
Let's dance.
He's a bit sandy, but that's a beautiful mullet for bait. And you could still eat a mullet that size. He's about 20, 25 centimetres maybe.
Gee, they're colourful, aren't they?
Well, there I was just saying that it's turned out to be all garfish, and then in the next cast I catch a mullet.
You should have said it 10 minutes ago.
That's right. So in order to catch the mullet, I'm fishing about 1 metre, my bait about 1 metre under the float as opposed to 30 centimetres for the garfish. So I'm going a little bit deeper and I'm putting a slightly larger piece of bread on for bait. My float looks really weird because, like I said, I lost the stopper, but I've put a little bead on and that worked fine with that mullet. And the bait's going to get down into the zone. I'll see if I get another mullet, Lozza.
Yeah. They fight harder.
They do, yeah, you know, they're a thicker, heavier fish. Probably should have got my float out a little bit further then. I think I'm just a little shallow for where I should be. I probably should burley up again.
It's the way the cookie crumbles. Oop. No, you're not getting away this time. Oh, maybe he is. There's sneaky little critters. Got him. That would have been number 3 that got away.
Gotcha. Now this one's a mullet. I can tell you, he's a lot heavier than a garfish.
He's taking line. Garfish don't take line unless they're out in the blue city.
Woo, he's pulling line, yeah.
Look at that. He's a decent one, Rog. Yeehaw!
I'm going to just bring him up now. Hopefully he doesn't get off.
If you can.
He's pulling. Hey, it's a big mullet.
Take your time.
Just got to bring him in this direction. Here he comes. Whoa, look at that guy.
Fella.
Now that,
What a cracker.
that's a mullet. He's a big mullet. Big fantail mullet. Look at him, he's a ripper. He's only lipped with that tiny little hook. That's a beautiful eating size mullet. Really good big live bait or make great fillet baits. Oop. Oh, he's slightly messed my shirt up. Oh well. That one's going in the wash. So you see, when I actually changed the depth that I'm fishing to fish deeper, I've started catching mullet. But when we were right on the surface, we're catching garfish. So it's quite as simple as that really. You go a little bit deeper and you start getting different fish.
Yours is bigger, Rog.
Hey, Lozza,
Yeah, mate.
he pooped on me, mate. Check, look at my shirt, mate. I got a big burger on the shirt.
Oh, yeah. Nice. You scared him.
He knows his destiny.
Now look at this. I'm trolling in. There's not too many takers.
Oh, they're there. I can see him.
Yeah, they're not as ready as they were before.
I'm just going to use a slightly larger piece of bread on the hook to the amount that I was putting on for the garfish. I'll whack it out there. I've got one, but it's a garfish. I could tell the way it was biting that it was, the mullet are going to take the float down a lot more aggressively, and the garfish just kind of pull it, drag it around. Well, I reckon we're only going to have a few more casts probably, because we have an abundance of garfish. We've got a couple of mullet, and it's just been a wonderful hour or so of flicking bread. I always buy the thick toasty bread, the super soft white, because it just stays on the hook much better. You don't want to have bread that's dry, and it does freeze really well. You know, one loaf can go a long way. with this type of fishing.
I've actually had one slice of bread in my pocket and I'm still using it. So yeah, the bread goes a long way.
Okay. Oh, this one's another garfish, Laurie. Oh, it got off. Got to take the bread out of my mouth. Oops, get back there. He's a really fairly decent sized garfish, that one. We've got a few that size. They really are an awesome little fish.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa, that's a mullet. Oh.
The mullet were chasing the float in.
Were they?
You know the trolling method that I do?
Really?
The mullet was chasing the float. Oh
Wow.
my gosh, there was 3 or 4 of them.
See, it feels a bit different to the garfish, doesn't it?
Just a bit. I've got to set really light, he's taking drag. Yeehaw! Come here, fella. Now, one thing that a lot of people do, they think, I've got it, and they'll whine, and all they'll do is they'll just twist it up. You've got to let him tire himself out, and then just lead him in.
That's it, there he is.
There you go, didn't really have to wind the handle. And there it is. He was well hooked. The top
My one
lip,
was
look at
bigger
that.
than yours, Laurie.
Sorry?
My one was bigger than yours.
Yes. I'm standing away. Can you pick him up? I think I've scared him. Thank you very much.
There you go, Laurie. He's a good mullet. Look at him.
There you go.
He's a ripper. If you'd like a free PDF download of some vital keys from today's session, hit the link in the corner or in the description below. On that note, I think that we might bring this video to an end. But we are going fishing using some of this mullet and some of this garfish.
I've got more bread here. See ya.
All right. Thanks heaps for watching. I trust you've learned a few things. It's a lot of fun catching garfish. They're good to eat, good for bait. I'll see you really soon.